When it comes to military dominance in the skies, Israel holds its own against countries much bigger and better resourced than the tiny country state. Ranked 18th globally on the 2020 Aircraft Global Firepower Review, Israel beats out the military strength of countries like Australia, Spain, Canada, and even North Korea. This disproportionate strength is attributed to some heavy investment in jet fighters after decades of repeated instability throughout the Middle East that's persisted for well over 100 years. So which birds are helping the Jewish state keep itself safe from enemies in the air? In today's video, we're taking a look at the range of fighters that Israel uses for defense and tactical operations in the Middle East. Okay, so where were we? Shortly after Israel's independence in 1948, the Israeli Air Force, or the IAF, was established. After World War II, the Israeli Air Force had an abundance of old and out-of-date aircraft, prompting the new administration to upgrade their fleet, including Boeing B-57s, de Havilland Mosquitoes, and Bristol Bow fighters. The investment came just at the right time because soon after their independence was declared, wars with other Arab nations escalated. With over 30,000 active personnel, 50,000 reserve personnel, and 680 aircraft, the IAF has played a critical role in many wars and military operations. Since the swinging 60s, the IAF has shown great strength in protecting its people from attacks, and this is primarily due to their insane training their personnel have to go through. From practical training to intellectual strategy planning, the Israeli Air Force is extremely alpha, tasked with protecting the Israeli state from aerial attacks, achieving air supremacy during a zone operation, hitting targets in enemy territories, and the transportation of equipment, troops, and weapons. The IAF can do anything, and it's all thanks to their state-of-the-art fighter jets. F-15 Strike Eagle and F-15IS. The F-15 Eagle is one of the best fighter jets in the IAF large fleet and has been serving the state of Israel since 1991. The Eagle is a twin-engine, all-weather tactical fighter aircraft, and it seats only one person, so it can get pretty lonely up there. The Strike Eagle also has some pretty sophisticated weapons and technology, including the APG-63 radar, an M61 Gatling gun, a bubble canopy for supreme visibility, even infrared guided missiles, and that's only half of it. The Eagle may be large, but it's extremely reliable, so it can take advantage of the power, range, and its weapon carrying ability. In 1989, the Eagle got an upgrade to the F-15E Strike Eagle. It went on to serve in the 1991 Gulf War for the US Air Force. During the Gulf War, the IAF had the chance to show off the Strike Eagle's remarkable performance. With the F-15E's ability to attack long-range targets, it was now possible for the IAF to compromise Iraq's nuclear program. So, in 1981, Israeli F-15 Strike Eagles escorted F-16s on a mission to destroy the Iraqi nuclear program near Baghdad. In May of 1994, Israel agreed to buy 21 aircraft known as the Peace Fox 5, but by the following year had purchased a further 4 models of the upgraded Peace Fox 6. The Israeli Aerospace worked closely with the manufacturer to produce an improved F-15 with the help of Israeli engineers who had worked on the F-15 for over 15 years. The result was an upgraded F-15I equipped with an Israeli-made central computer, GPS, and an Elbit dash helmet. The F-15I has twin engines, an AIM-7 Sparrow, medium-range missiles, and a large frame which allows it to carry a massive amount of fuel, up to 18,000 pounds. 8,166 kilograms. You wouldn't want to be nearby if the F-15I exploded. The F-15I can be loaded up with 6 Maverick air-to-ground missiles or 36 Rockeye cluster bombs. Now those could do a lot of damage. The F-15Is has been serving Israel for 25 long years in many different theaters of war. Not only did it serve in training exercises, but also a whole range of anti-terrorist operations and conflicts during the 2006 Lebanon War. The F-15I has been so influential during its service that the Israeli Air Force has announced an upgrade program to keep the F-15I up to date. In 2016, they stated that, at the end of the day when we want to reach far distances with fewer aircraft and many arms, the F-15I wins. It just goes to show how impressive the F-15 Strike Eagle and F-15I must have been to be continuously serving the IAF over multiple decades. F-16I Sufa Multi-Role Fighter. In 2001, Israel ordered a whopping 52 F-16I jet fighters. This order pushed the number of F-16 jet fighters in the Israeli Air Force to over 360, but there must have been a holdup at the factory because it took 3 years for the first 2 F-16Is to be delivered, with the last aircraft finally being delivered in 2009. The F-16I has a pair of conformal fuel tanks that holds an extra 450 gallons, 1700 liters, and increases the missions range, just in case you use more fuel than planned. This next bit will probably make no sense to you unless you are a jet fighter engineer or expert, but I'll try to break it down for you. The conformal fuel tanks are fitted onto the 2 wings and are also used to carry weapons, which doubles the aircraft's air-to-ground weapon capacity. Unlike the F-15, the F-16I has 2 cockpits, one for the pilot and the other is for the weapon operator, so at least the pilot won't get lonely on long missions. The F-16I has an Elbit-4 helmet that allows the weapon operator to aim the weapon by simply looking at the target. How impressive! The -4 is an impressive piece of engineering. It gives the pilot situational awareness about oncoming risks through a moving map display, videoing equipment, cockpit lighting, and probably the coolest of all, night vision goggles. The F-16I's advanced navigation combines a ring laser navigation system, GPS, and a digital terrain system for precise targeting and location triangulation. Getting 52,000 pounds, 23,582 kilograms off the ground is no easy feat, but with engines as powerful as the F-1000 PW229, the F-16I makes it look easy. The F-16I uses the Northrop Grumman multi-mode radar, which provides precision on the weapon delivery, air combat mode, cluster resolution, single target tracking, and multi-target tracking while scanning. Compared to older generations of radars, the F-16I's radar has 30% more air-to-air detection range. The F-16I is also fitted with electronic warfare suits designed to give a missile approach warning, radar warning, and a self-protection jammer. Kfir fighter jet. Now you might be thinking, what is a Kfir fighter jet? It might sound like an odd name for a fighter jet, but Kfir actually means lion, and there's nothing scarier than a lion, right? The Kfir fighter jet is a redesigned model of the Mirage 3, manufactured by Israeli Aircraft Industries. The Kfir has low-mounted delta-shaped wings, small canards arranged on the air intakes, and a turbojet engine. With a bubble canopy flush with a spine, a swept-back tapered fin, a tail without tail flats, and a large exhaust, the Kfir fighter jet comes to a staggering 54 feet, 16.45 meters in length, and 27 feet, 8.2 meters wide. Wow, that's a huge exhaust. The idea for the Kfir's design came to the minds of engineers after their experience with the Nesher, an unlicensed copy of the Mirage 3. After years of development, the Kfir C-1 lifted off the air for its first flight in June 1973. The prototype Kfir's C-1 life would be short-lived, with only 27 ever produced before the launch of the Kfir C-2 in 1976. An upgraded model, the C-2 had all the features required to fight against the threats of the 1990s. With the small nose under strakes and swept delta canard foreplanes, the C-2's design is obviously derived from the C-1. There is even an upgraded version of the Kfir C-2 named the Kfir C-7. It has several additional advanced features with an increased capability of carriage, a revised cockpit, and usage of smart weapons. The maximum takeoff weight was also increased to a massive 3,395 pounds, 1,540 kilos. Now that's some serious carrying power. F-35, F-35I, F-35 Lightning II fighter jets. The Israeli F-35 Stealth is sneaky and has a remarkable ability to destroy targets and avoid danger zones. The F-35 Stealth has skills that modern military aviation history has never seen before, including an incredible airframe design, advanced sensors, sophisticated countermeasures to superior logistics support, and electronic attack demonstration. Truly an unprecedented fighter aircraft, the F-35 is equipped with internal carriage for weapons and fuel, along with an implanted mission system sensor that allow pilots to locate and destroy enemies by jamming radars and disrupting attacks with frightening efficiency. The stealth's advanced avionics gives the pilot access to battlespace information with an amazing 360-degree coverage. Its incredible sensors collect data and quickly transfer it to other commanders at sea, in air, or on the ground to provide a clear view of the ongoing operation. If comparing 5th-generation fighter aircraft such as the F-35 and F-22 with legacy aircrafts, the legacy aircrafts would be easily detected by the enemy radar and the F-35s and F-22s would not. The sensors and weapon system on the F-35 allow pilots to fight on the front line. They have the capability to detect enemy aircrafts, allowing pilots to evaluate the situation from a distance. Stealth fighters rely on the ability to see and not to be seen. Israel first signed an agreement for the F-35s with manufacturer Lockheed Martin back in 2003, with first fighter rolling into production in 2017. While Lockheed Martin has mostly refused to allow major country-specific modifications to the F-35, Israel managed to become an exception, receiving the customized F-35I. Israel's F-35I Adir, or Mighty Ones, were first unveiled in a military operation against Iranian targets in Iran and Syria in 2018, easily bypassing radar detections, destroying Russian-supplied SAM batteries aimed at Israeli outposts and interests. You could say that the F-35 is designed to be the ultimate team player, being able to share real-time battlefield data with other aircraft and operation centers, expanding the knowledge and capabilities of command centers. Due to its combination of stealth, information sharing, and its abundance of technologically advanced features, the F-35I quickly achieved mission successes. The F-35I has all the capabilities of a 5th-generation stealth fighter, and just as US Air Force General Mike Hostage said, people think stealth is what defines 5th-generation fighter aircraft. It's not the only thing. It's stealth and then the avionics and the fusion of avionics. The F-35I represents an evolution in Air Force dominance that is yet to be seriously challenged. And that's all the time we have for today's video. We hope you enjoyed taking a look at some of the impressive military might Israel has at its disposal when it comes to the birds of the sky. Please give this video a like if you learned something new, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss another amazing video from Insane Reality. See you next time.